everybody. Love that clap. Come on, I'm the last person. Woo! What's after me? Cocktails. Let's hear it for cocktails after me. Woohoo! Come on, you guys. My name is Jeanne Hopkins. I used to be a HubSpotter. I used to be the vice president of marketing at HubSpot, and then, well, you have to learn this. We had to have this fun fact about us. I'm like, what is there fun about me? I'm like one of the most boring people on the planet. So a friend of mine reminded me that I won the Betty Crocker Search for Leadership in high school. And I took it in lunchtime as a test, and I got a scholarship. My mother reminded me, you got a scholarship for that, you know. I'm like, that's the most interesting thing about me. But what I'd like to show you is I am now a Smart Bear. And I've got a whole team of Smart Bear folks. Hey, woohoo, Smart Bear. Brought the whole marketing team. I left HubSpot about 3 months ago. Why did you leave HubSpot, Jeanne? Well, it was a very difficult decision. You know, when I was at HubSpot, we were generating 50,000 leads per month. That's new leads per month. It was awesome. I was having a great time. A lot of companies wanted to hire me to do something like that. I didn't want to work for anybody else. I love HubSpot. HubSpot is awesome. So much fun to work at, great team of people. I was there for 3 years. And I met the CEO of Smart Bear, and he said, I want you to revolutionize the marketing department. I want you to do what you did at HubSpot. I want you to do it for Smart Bear. And I said, that might be fun. That might be interesting. That might be a challenge. And so internally at HubSpot, I'm termed as I graduated. I graduated, and I'm now the Chief Marketing Officer for an awesome software technology company. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about mobile marketing today, but as you're learning mobile marketing, everybody has to use this hashtag. How many people have used the hashtag? Lots of people. Oh, have you used them on your mobile phone? Woohoo, right? My presentation, you can rate my presentation. I was talking to Marta, who is one of the producers of this most excellent event. This is the largest conglomeration of marketers on the planet. 2,400 marketers here. Can you believe that? 2,400, all in one place. So I just also want to thank you. Smart Bear is also a sponsor. You're welcome for letting us charge your smartphones and your laptops because it's a little hard to find plugs, isn't it? So we said, why not be in the charging station? So in the sponsor pavilion, there are 4 tables with countless outlets just like these that have the Smart Bear logo on them. And we will allow you to charge your phones and your laptops there, especially when you're having cocktails. So we'll see you there, right? So I have 78 slides. That sounds awful, doesn't it? It isn't really. There's a lot of data here. It's a lot of fun. I've got this lovely confidence monitor here. I'm just going to take you through some data. Why is mobile marketing important? Most of you are saying, oh, I do social media. I'm really worried about social media. I'm worried about collecting leads. That's what I need. But let's take a look at some of the data. 9 out of 10 searches lead to action, and half of them lead to purchase. On your mobile phone. Has anybody ever bought anything on their mobile phone? Yeah, right. Mobile optimized sites get 19 page visits. Non-optimized sites get 12. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? 7. But what's 7 over 12? If you had a mobile optimized site, would that be awesome to be able to make sure that you're getting more visits and people to stay longer on your site? And this is something that a lot of people don't realize. Internet traffic, access from mobile devices, has reached 10%. So you want to say, Jeanne, why did you write a book on mobile marketing? It's in the author's book corner that Wiley has sponsored. And the reason we wrote this book, Jamie Turner, who is the 60-second marketer, and I, the reason we wrote this book is there was a lot of information out there that was very technical. You know, how to build an app, how to do that. But I was very interested in watching the increasing trends of people that were coming to the HubSpot blog and to the HubSpot website and accessing it through mobile devices. So I said there's a real need for marketers to understand that it's a kind of a different game. But you have to start thinking about it. So the people that are in this room, you're really thinking ahead, which is awesome. The percentage of time spent per day, now 9% of your day, this is over 11 hours that you're with major media that you spend. And about 9%, or 1 hour and 5 minutes, is spent on your mobile phone. And that's not just playing solitaire. The opportunity is really right here. When you take a look at where people are spending their money, the black is the ad spending share. Magazines, look at how much people are spending on magazines. Look at how much people spend reading magazines. It's a little bit, is there a disconnect there? What about newspapers? When was the last time that you really opened a newspaper that wasn't sitting outside your hotel room? When they asked, do you want the USA Today or the Wall Street Journal? But really, where the big challenge is right now is that there's hardly any spending going on in mobile. It's a great opportunity because it's a very, very, very low CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions, for you to start testing on a mobile device, mobile AdWords. Start thinking about it. If you start looking at the individual categories, the most expensive category is the weather. Isn't that funny at $1.25 per CPM? 49 cents for navigation. To use GPS. How many people had trouble finding the Heinz Convention Center? Or even this room? How is mobile actually impacting us? I know we had a little bit of a challenge moving rooms around. This is going to go fast. We used to surf the web this way, right? Does anybody remember that? How do we do it now? What about how we used to take notes, pen and paper? I see a woman here using her laptop. I see somebody else using an iPad. We use Evernote. We used to take pictures this way. What happened to Kodak? Because we take pictures now and we use Instagram. We used to read the news like this, newspapers, remember those? But now the New York Times is available on its own mobile site. We used to, Sony Discman, am I dating myself? And now how else do we listen to music? Spotify, Pandora. We used to play games like this. Now we play like this. We used to watch video, VHS, I know I should put an 8-track in here. Now we watch it like this. And we used to navigate this way. Many of us had Garmin, and now we navigate using our phones. We used to seek discounts this way, clip them out, coupons, that sort of thing. She's laughing. Now we get them from Groupon, Living Social. We used to shop this way. And now we just brush it up against at Starbucks. So they can, I know, really. Do you know how much money they make just because people are willing to just place their phone right up against that little price thingy? It's amazing. Are you truly ready for this change? Have you really thought about all those changes and how we used to do things as recently as a couple of years ago? And how we do things now with our phones? And as a marketer, are you really thinking about how people are finding you? So what I'd like to talk to you now a little bit is how to optimize your marketing for mobile. How to adapt your marketing for this particular change. Because mobile is part of a holistic approach. A lot of people think that mobile is just a channel. It's just a channel like email. But when you really think about it, mobile is how we run our lives. Would you ever leave your home without your mobile phone? No. You wouldn't. You need it. You feel naked without it. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I forgot my phone. I lost my phone. What am I going to do? Parts of your marketing that should be mobile. Things to think about. Your web presence. We've got our webmaster in the audience. Hey, Jeff. He's very concerned about our web presence. So by setting up our mobile site, your website, which is traditionally landscape, needs to be portrait. Any challenges with that? Have you ever gone to a website and you're like scrolling, I can't find it. What do? You leave, right? So there's two options for setting up your mobile site. I had a great conversation with somebody here earlier, and Dave, I have his business card in here, great guy. He has QR codes. Here it is. Digital Inbound, great guy, Mark Levin. So he's got all these great QR codes on the back, and he heard a presentation that I had done while I was at HubSpot, a webinar, and I had said, setting up a separate mobile site is a major pain, because as a marketer, marketers have enough of a challenge trying to generate content to create leads, he's nodding his head, to change the landing pages that you have on your website. And if you run a separate mobile site, what are you going to do? Do you have an inordinate amount of time? I don't know. Any marketers out there take a vacation recently? Don't think so, right? Any marketers out there have an excess of budget? Don't think so. But he was right, because in his business, what he is saying is that a mobile website is going to have a better impression for somebody visiting it. He said you need fewer calls to action, easier forms to fill out. And that made sense, but sometimes you need help. A mobile version of an existing website. That's pretty much what we all have, or a dedicated mobile site. There's other CMS platforms that offer plugins like Drupal and WordPress. But what you get if you use the HubSpot CMS, you're golden. Just click that little button in settings. See, it says Enable Mobile Optimization, which is the default. So that way, when somebody comes to your site, it's optimized automatically. It's optimized for the device that they're using. The other thing, just like what Mark had said to me, Mark said, eliminate fields if you can, because it's a little hard to type, right? Sometimes you're typing on there. Align the field and the field labels, and display everything all in one view. Pretty simple. Think you could do that? Sure, why not, right? Nod your heads up and down, up and down, up and down. Do you want to know if your site is optimized for mobile? The easiest way to do is go to marketing.grader.com, marketing.grader.com. This is the SmartBear score. We got a 91. It's a HubSpot tool. It's free. You can run 1 million of these if you want. 65 different metrics in this awesome tool to be able to see how you're doing top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, how your analytics are doing, how mobile is doing. And it's saying that we have a mobile version of our site. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. If you don't know if you have a mobile optimized view, have you gone to your website from your phone recently? Today? Now? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever looked to see how difficult it might be to navigate your site from a mobile device? Cool thing is, when you go to Google Analytics, you can figure out which tools, which devices you have to optimize for. You can figure out where your traffic is coming from. So when we look at Google Analytics, this is a HubSpot view. The Apple iPhone represented 45% of the visits. The iPad, 24%. iPod Touch, 5%. You get to see who's coming to your site, and you have the ability to use tools to find out if your site is optimized for it. So this is a picture of the SmartBear site in this, and you can go to GoMo. It's mobilized. It's a Google Webmaster tool, and you can just plug in your site, and you can see what it looks like on a whole bunch of different devices. It's really cool. Let's talk about marketing emails. 81% of marketers report reading email on their mobile devices. I was checking my email. Was anybody else checking their email today? Right. Were you checking it on your mobile phone? You were answering on your mobile phone too, weren't you? People who read email on their mobile devices, 41% of people in the United States. In Japan, 57%. Canada, 36%. Europe, 30%. So how do you design email for mobile consumption? We design it horizontally with images, but we don't think about this format. We don't make it narrow and long. So we want to make sure, and if you're using the HubSpot email tool, it's pretty simple to create HTML and email plain text versions of your email right in the email tool itself. She's nodding her head. You've done that, right? That's easy, isn't it? Assign alt text to your images. Is there anybody here that doesn't know what alt text is? You know when you hover over an image and it pops up and it'll tell you, like, this is a logo, like this might be the Facebook logo, this might be the SmartBear image. That's alt text. And you have the ability when you're building your email to assign a label to that image. You don't want it to be blank. Does anybody know why you don't want it to be blank? You're losing a keyword opportunity. Here's a HubSpotter right here. And the reason for that is that if you've ever received an email and the image doesn't render because it's not part of your accepted people that email you, what do you end up seeing? The red X. You see the red X? You don't see what they're sending you. So there's no reason for anybody to click further into that email. Another thing is that you can make sure that the email, the copy, you don't need the image. A lot of people lead with an image instead of having the image on the side or possibly on the bottom. So you want to make the copy, look at how many people are reading their emails on their phone. So you want to make sure that your copy is easy to be read. And you always, always, always want to include a link to the web browser version. A lot of people don't do that. Because have you ever noticed recently that the amount of email opens that you received are going down? The amount of clicks are going down? That's because Gmail is, if you're using a Gmail or a number of other inbox software, what's happening is they're filtering that for you. It's going to spam. And the best way to get around it, particularly when people are reading on their phones, is to make your email very simple. And I would advocate, and this is like a separate topic, but start testing sending plain text emails. Start thinking about moving away from HTML and start thinking about what if we tested this offer strictly as a plain text? Would we get more opens? Would this email get delivered more frequently? Would we get more leads? Content. Shorter content is obviously better for mobile. You want to be able to also kind of consider, instead of having text, maybe have an audio. There's a plugin in HubSpot, in the HubSpot marketplace, that you can actually have audio. You can have it converted from your blog post, that sort of thing, to have audio. So for the hearing impaired, for people that are sight impaired, they have the ability to be able to hear some things, and it's a nice tool. You will also have in HubSpot, listen to me, I'm still talking like I'm a HubSpotter. In the HubSpot marketplace, they have this cool tool where it's click to call. Time Trade in HubSpot, it's a little plugin, doesn't cost that much on a monthly basis. It's great for your sales guys. So you click to call. So you get the email, plain text, click to call. Somebody can call your organization and talk to a salesperson. Let's take it to the next level. Confused yet? Have I confused anybody? No? You're okay? All right. Do you have a test base of users, whether they're customers or even employees, that you can start testing by sending some text messages? Do you have an opt-in policy at all for collecting mobile phone numbers? We did this for this particular conference. We asked people for their mobile numbers. We have a sponsor, a mobile marketing sponsor that could send texts, special offers, reward programs to your mobile phone. Do you realize that 95% of people that receive SMS are actually connecting? Because you've opted in. You do have to have 100% opt-in. You have to be able to make sure that those people that are receiving your text messages have totally opted in. It's not like an implied opt-in with email. This is a legal requirement. Using short message service, SMS, for voting in polls. Cool thing to do if you're doing a webinar. Having people vote, having people respond, even your sales organization. Every one of us has to do a sales conference. We have the salespeople in the audience. Why not engage with them with SMS and start testing? Get a short code. Yes, the short code costs about $750. Use SMS for alerts. You've got something awesome happening? Use this messaging. Implement a QR code. Remember I showed you Dave's card? I have it on mine too. Rick DaCosta, who's our awesome marketing production guy, put a QR code on the back of my business card here. So this QR code goes to my landing page on SmartBear. Who I am, what I do, just use the free Wi-Fi and drink coffee. Mark, he's got Find Me on LinkedIn, digital inbound website, and special free offers on his QR code. That's pretty cool. It's kind of fun. You can take somebody to a web page with a custom offer. You can place QR codes on small spaces. You can use it to capture info from the audience. So in the book, when we started launching the book, it actually came out in January. We did this iPad scavenger hunt. So we had four iPads. And Jamie Turner has an awesome blog at 60 Second Marketer, and he was posting the clues. He posted 10 clues with a QR code. We promoted the QR code at HubSpot to be able to drive people to the landing page to sign up to be able to get these repeated clues. And we gave away 4 iPads. It's a lot of fun. It was a great way to do it. We also used QR codes on our webinars. At the end, we'd pop up a QR code during the webinar when we were talking about mobile marketing, and we'd say the first person that could text us would win a free book. You can do things like that. It doesn't have to be on a printed piece. Just think about the landing pages that you could create. Think about a blog post that you could do with a QR code to help drive action, a nice little call to action. Mobile displays ads, great for geo-targeting. And it's interesting because mobile Facebook ads, I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of money over the years with Facebook and advertising. It's really never quite panned out. But for visibility, Facebook mobile ads are 13 times more visible. And at Dreamforce, last year, HubSpot went to Dreamforce. If anybody go to Dreamforce last year, did you see HubSpot in the nice bright orange outfits? And we had a wonderful app. We had a fantastic app where we would do demos. We collected 1,400 leads from people. All these people asked for demos. They wanted demos of HubSpot. And we had this cool app where we actually graded, sort of like Marketing Grader, but on the iPad. And mobile apps have really created more and more traction. This was taken last year in December, ComScore, and most recently, downloaded apps is about at 50%, and the web browser is around 49%. So more people are still using apps than the web browser. So I have 4 next steps for you to think about. Identify your goals. Think about what you want to do as a marketer with mobile marketing. Have a plan. Most of us in marketing, we think about it, we say, I need to do something in mobile marketing. And I have talked to a lot of marketers, and the very, very, very first thing that they do, I want to build an app. An app for what? We want to talk to our customers. How many customers do you have? 150. And it's like, well, wouldn't you like more customers? Maybe your site should be mobile optimized. How are you using mobile? One of the things, I don't know, in your package that you got in your cool HubSpot bag, there's a great book in there with a single chapter from 6 different books, one of them being the Go Mobile book. And it talks about become a mobile marketing power user. Try buying something from your phone. Look at your own website. Try to figure it out. Then figure out what you want to do in your mobile efforts. What are you trying to achieve? Second of all is understand who your consumer is. Look at your Google Analytics. Who's coming to your website? How are they coming to your website? What are they doing when they come to your website? How many visits are they taking? How long are they staying? Do you need to start optimizing for iPad? Or do you need to start optimizing for an Android device? Who is your audience? Are they developers? Are they IT people? Are they cooks? Are they auto mechanics? These are the things you really have to think about. Optimizing your content for a small screen. I know every marketer on the planet loves a nice image. We spend more time on looking for a beautiful image, big honking images. They don't work in a mobile environment. So your copy and your calls to action have to be extremely critical. You have to think about what you're trying to achieve. And the last thing is learn from companies that are doing mobile well. Amazon.com is an excellent example. They make it easy to buy. eBay, 1 transaction per second on eBay mobile. I know, wow, right? Domino's. You can order a pizza in any, if you wanted to, a pizza in any Domino's from your mobile phone. You'd be sitting on the plane, US Air, coming into Philadelphia, dinner, Domino's, order it from your phone. How cool is that? Learn what others are doing well. And lastly, I'd love to have you come and visit us in the marketplace, in the sponsor pavilion. I'd love to have you charge your phones and your laptops and come and talk to us. And I'll be up here right afterwards. Hey, Anam, any questions?
There's a lot of power in HubSpot that I'm finding out I'm not using. But
you're not a HubSpot customer?
I am a HubSpot customer, and I've been a customer since 2008.
Oh, wow.
You're just
simple
little company, and now they have all this power, and I'm finding this interesting. But when you had the HubSpot plugin that's optimized for mobile, does that automatically take out images and just create?
No, it just makes it long and narrow.
It just makes it long and narrow, because it's really interesting. You're absolutely right. Marketers love images, yet it's not necessarily the best thing. So.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Did everybody hear her question? She wanted to know about how HubSpot optimizes for mobile. So it usually just takes things long and narrow. So if you have big images at the top, people will have to scroll through the images. So it's something you want to take a look at if you're optimizing for it. Yes, ma'am.
I was kind of following you when you were talking about how you read your email.
Right.
A lot of us read it on our phone now.
Yes.
So when you're putting together your email campaigns, you know, it's almost like you're stuck. Okay, if I'm putting together an email marketing campaign, who is viewing this, and will they view it on a phone? Will they view it on a laptop?
Right.
And that is, I mean, do you have any suggestions on how to deal with that dilemma?
Well, it is a dilemma. So what she's saying is that we know that people read their email on the phone, and people also read their email on their desktop. So we're sitting at our desk, we're on a conference call, we're multitasking by reading our email while we're listening to somebody talk on the other end. But when you're looking at it on your phone, this is where that short and sweet, the content issue comes in, that you want to make sure that your calls to action, and this is what I might advocate. All of us work with product marketing people. No offense to product marketing people, they're awesome. Or product managers. And you end up with this laundry list of features and benefits. The product does this, it 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 does this. And then it does this, and it does this, and it does this, and it does this. So you end up with these very, very long emails to be able to meet the needs of the engineering community. And what I would advocate is test. Try an A/B test. You're here because you know that this is a nascent tactic that you have to be aware of. And you might be able to say, you know what, let's try let's split the list. Let's split the list in 10,000 emails here, and the rest of them will go the standard HTML. Then you're going to short and sweet with a link maybe to a landing page that has the laundry list of all the speeds and feeds and everything, technical requirements of whatever you're trying to sell, and see which one gets more clicks. Also, take a look and see how people accessed that email. This is all information. You're in a data gathering phase. You're trying to learn how people are finding you. That's what you're trying to do right now. And you want to be able to say, the goal is, what is the goal? We're trying to get more leads, right? We're trying to get more leads. We're trying to sell more product. So if you make it easier for somebody to become a lead or buy your product, isn't that a good thing? And I would think that everybody that you're working with would support you. I would hope they would.
Hi there, my name is Lorena Leonard. I run a Hispanic marketing startup. And as you may be aware, Hispanics use mobile devices far more than the general market. So one of the services that I offer my potential clients is, getting their getting mobile out there, mobile is being so big with Hispanics. But a lot of the answers that I get are mobile is too expensive, it's too complicated, so I can't sell that service. What would you recommend to counteract that?
So when you, are you a VAR or are you a HubSpot customer currently?
I am not yet.
You're not yet, okay. So you're not actually selling them a HubSpot software right now. Actually, what you might want to say to these people, it depends on what their website is built on. For a lot of people, you could just say, this is how people, this is where the internet is going. Use that chart from my presentation to be able to say, it's not a matter of expense. It's a matter of being accessible. It's a matter of being found. And that's the ultimate inbound marketing tactic, right? We're all here to get found. And then we want to convert and we want to analyze. So you've got the data that clearly shows that more and more people are accessing the internet from their phones. And then when people want to go to buy something, if you've ever gone and you said, I feel like, I don't know, fried chicken tonight. So I'm going to look in my neighborhood and I'm going to see if there's a restaurant there. And you find a link and you go to it, and up pops a PDF of their menu. And you're futzing around with it and you're trying to figure out how to load the PDF and like, you just give up. But what about that restaurant that had Mexican fried chicken, okay? And everything was available on the internet. And what if you had click to call to be able to order it? Is that something that might convert a little bit more? So use the data. There's a lot of data. You should ask them, can I get into your Google Analytics account? Can I see how people are accessing your website currently? And if you go in and you find out that 22% of their visits are from mobile devices, are they willing to just say, nah, we don't want you 22%?
Great.
You need data in order to convince people.
Thank you very much.
Hello. I do quite a bit of email marketing, and do you recommend, to keep me in business and my clients in business, it's mostly B2C, that I convert these emails to SMS?
You want to make sure that they're opt-in. And have you ever received any text messages from a retailer? If you're in B2C, so for example, you get a coupon, or JCPenney, for example, you sign up for something like that and they send you coupons via text message. What the studies have shown, and I would definitely set up, there's a lot of awesome SMS messaging companies out there that you can do. This is very, very inexpensive to start collecting those mobile phones, but you want to make sure that you're offering them something of value. I will give an example. When we did the world's biggest webinar in August of 2011, we did one email at HubSpot to collect some names, and we said, we will send you a special offer during this particular webinar if you give us, and this was a test that we wanted to do with SMS. So we texted them a link to get a free book, a free Kindle download of Dan Zarella's The Contagiousness of Ideas. What do you think the uptake on that was? It was awesome. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing is that you're not just saying, hey, we're open for business and come buy some flowers. You want to make sure that they have something of value, that if they're willing to do the text messaging program, which again is lower cost than email. I mean, we're talking pennies. It is very inexpensive. You can get traction. Remember that stat that I showed you earlier about how many people respond to text messaging? 90%, and half of them take action. So if you have something on your mobile phone that you want to be able to say, you're going to this particular restaurant, store, whatever, that's on a local basis even, get people to start investing a little bit, test it. Test it with one of your more adventurous clients and have them offer something. And it's really kind of nice when somebody brings their mobile phone in and shows the coupon or shows the coupon code on their phone. I want to get 10% off. I want to get a free appetizer. I want to get a free rose, something like that for B2C.
Thank you.
I would definitely think about that.
Thank you.
Hi, good presentation. Excuse me. Can you give some examples for B2B and B2C on who you think's doing a great job on their website to make it mobilized?
Well, there's a lot of great companies that are mobile optimized for, you know, you can look at Smart Bear, for example, although our forms are way too long, Jeff. So we need to make some changes on that. But as far as companies, I can't give you any really specific ideas. What I suggest is that you start trolling and finding some that you have some good examples of. What business are you in?
In call center.
You're a call center. Okay, call center, perfect example. What a great opportunity to use click to call. Click to call a call center. How awesome would that be? To be able to get found and say, when somebody needs a call center, they need it now. You need somebody to follow up on those leads because the sales guy says your leads all suck, right? You need a call center. You need somebody like you to be able to follow up on those leads and tell the sales guys that, no, they don't in fact stink.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, everybody. See you downstairs.